So, I want to talk to you today about a champion mindset of how champions view trouble and how champions get out of trouble. I am here on the fifth hole of Longleaf Golf and Family Club here in Southern Pines. And this was the site of the recent Elite Invitational, which was a very high level competitive junior golf tournament. And the leader of the boys, Josh Ryan, was coming into this hole. It was one of his last 4 to 5 holes of the final day. And he hit his tee shot in a little too aggressive of a line and landed up right here in the trees. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but the green is a dogleg left, it's about 140 yards, straight shot through the trees. And instead of hitting out like probably an average player would do, Josh stood right here with the trees about 10 yards right in front of him to hit a second shot to the green. I don't know how he did it because it looked pretty impossible to me. So he takes his second shot and sets up to it totally undaunted by these tall trees that were right in front of him. Hits the trees and lands under the bridge in the doo-doo. I mean, if you can see where I'm pointing, there's a cart, there's a bridge right there. He lands in that stuff. Proceeds to find the ball and hits his next shot out of the deep doo-doo. Again, totally undaunted. So then he hits his that shot into the sand. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's gonna have an 8. He's just lost his lead. What's he thinking? Where did his mind go? So then he hits his sand shot 6 feet from the pin. Can't even see the green from here. And then sinks the putt for par. I was so stunned. I was doing the commentary work that I actually went up to him. I said, "Did you make par there?" He said, "Yeah," and proceeded to the next tee as if nothing had happened. It was like the best par I have ever seen. Forget hole-in-ones. It was like the best par I've ever seen. So after the tournament, I caught up to him in the parking lot. And I said, "Josh, man, I'm calling you the magician. Because what you did on hole number 5, that dogleg left par 5, was like amazing. Like, what was your thinking?" He said, "Well, I didn't want to chip out because then I would only have a chance at par. And so I get in the trees a lot. And I've practiced that shot a lot. And I like working out things on the golf course." So in his mind, hitting left into the woods wasn't a bad shot because he knew how to get out of it. It was so incredible to me. He did not set up in his mind a dichotomy between a good shot and a bad shot that caused a mental obstacle, because he had practiced the bad shot so much that he knew how to get out of the trouble. And his only thinking was, what kind of shot do I need to hit next? So in his mind, he could stay in a place of calm concentration. It was remarkable to me. And that's the difference between a high-level competitor and someone who will experience peak performance and stay in a state of calm concentration, and I would say more of a beginner competitor who would get in the trees and blow up. I can't believe I hit that shot. You know what I'm saying? Because he's practiced the trouble shots. He likes working things out on the golf course. And what was amazing was that I had talked to Morgan Ketchum, the girls' invitational winner, after her round, and she had actually hit the trees on the same hole. And her drive was like a little more than, I don't know, 100 yards off the tee at the base of a tree. And, she hit out. It was like no big deal. She ended up getting par, but it was the same kind of situation. And I asked her, I said, how did you maintain mental toughness? And she said, well, I hit in the trees a lot. And I've practiced those shots a lot. So again, to her, that was a totally achievable, attainable thing to still make par because she's practiced the trouble shots a lot. So I want to encourage you on the road to championship in your mental toughness and your mental game to practice the difficult shots, to practice the tough shots, because golf is a game of both good and bad shots. So when you get into trouble, when you're in the heat of competition, and when it counts, you can stay in that state of calm concentration because you can hit whatever the shot requires. And maybe that's learning how to get out of the sand. As a beginner, so many people hate getting in the sand because they don't know how to get out. But if you practice the shot and have the skill, it will produce confidence and it will produce mental toughness under pressure. So that's my champion mindset for you, is to maintain confidence in the trouble shots and practice them enough to where you can get out of it and maintain your confidence, because that's what champions do. They hit the shot. Check out TrueChampionAcademy.com for my peak performance training system, or contact me through the website, TrueChampionAcademy.com. I'd be delighted to help release your inner champion.